I wouldn't say a nihilist. Nihilist is just, disbelief anything, probably. I wouldn't be like that. What I believe is atheist. I don't know if maybe at some points of my life I considered myself an atheist. But nowadays all I think about religion, all I think about the spiritual side of things is that it must be there. Something must be there, and all I know is that I know nothing of it, and I realized that if there is a meaning to the word God and to the whole spirituality thing, I wouldn't like it to be the meaning that people normally convey to the words. It's I think those meanings are fucked up, and they're just empty, shallow, I would say, and I don't accept that you should fear God, that you should fear the concept of having another dimension or whatever, another world, and it probably is, but I don't think that if there are like beings that are in different vibration levels, different vibration levels of ours, frequencies, whatever, they wouldn't be worried about our bullshit, like morals and shit like that. For me, that doesn't make any sense at all. It's just like it's like Nietzsche said once. It's morals are man-made. It's all made by us. It's all our invention. It's like towards history, through the whole history, it changed so much. If you go back in time, there would be times when killing were acceptable, and now it isn't anymore. So, like having sex with other men, that would be okay in some civilizations back then. Not that I like it, but anyway, it's you know what I'm saying. It's just morals are bullshit. It's always changing, through times, and it will always change. So I think it's really stupid that you guide your spirituality, with morals. It's just, lame. Well, that's really complicated, man. I think laws are necessary. And the laws are necessary evil. It's somehow it's a limitation, of course. It's a hell of a limitation, but it's a limitation that has to exist somehow. But just to make the living in society possible, I think laws are very important when it comes to that. But moral-wise, I think that's even more delicate because it's so hard to judge other people's morals. It's such a relative concept. What happens is, throughout history, the majority make the decisions, and then the minorities have to adapt. And then now we're coming to a point in societies where the minorities are really speaking loudly. They have to be heard. So there's the PC police and all that, and they're like defending them at all cost. And this is something that I find interesting and dangerous at the same time. It's good that minorities have a chance to speak and to be heard. It's very interesting. It's a fact that never happened before in humanity. So it might be a step forward, but it might be a step back if it isn't made, carefully and responsibly, because you can't just transfer hatred. That would be really fucking stupid, and that happens sometimes. It's like, oh, I'm a minority, so from now on you're gonna have to swallow me. That's complicated. That's dangerous. Well, the bandmates. That took me some time to gather them, and kind. I think I started writing the album like 2 years ago, and then I got it all ready in a couple months, 2 or 3 months, I guess. It was, like I told before, it was really overwhelming. I had this feeling of, I had this need of writing it, and it was really fast, and I was having lots of good ideas and the riffs and lyrics and everything coming together, and I remember that throughout the whole writing process, I had this little epiphanies, you know, many times, and it made me laugh, and it was really cool. But still, back then I had no idea that it would become a band, actually. Maybe I wanted it, but I didn't realize that I wanted it yet. I was just, thinking of this CD as something that I was writing for myself, and that probably I would release it somehow, because I produced it, I recorded it, I did everything. And that was the idea initially. But then I decided to put out there 3 songs, and I did this little EP called Destiny. And I started giving it up to everybody. Just to have a feedback and see what people think of it, because I knew it was special for me, but I had no idea how it was going to work for other people. But turns out that people started liking it. So lots of people were coming to me and they were like, dude, this is awesome, I really like it. And then, this wasn't like just an opinion of a few. There was pretty much everybody was thinking it was good. And this was kind of surprising for me back then. And then, time was passing, and I was like considering more and more that I would need to put a band together to, make this become a band. And I know the work there is behind, having a band. I've been doing this for a while now, and playing heavy metal is all about passion. You just have to work, and then you may have some results, you may not. But who cares? We just want to play and do it, correctly. Do it the right way. Do it professionally, So back then, when I started considering this, joining a band, I had 2 main worries. The first one was that I wanted people that are professional, I wanted good musicians, and I wanted professional musicians, like, vision-wise. It's complicated to have bands because of that, because there are many crazy, fucked up people in this business, and I'm just, I was thinking back then, I was like, you know what, I need people that I can trust. I need people that not only can play, but can work, when they're off stage, and can be trustworthy. And I started looking around me, because I know a lot of people here in Brazil especially, and I was like, I was fortunate enough to find like 3 guys that I really can rely on, But first of all, Felipe Andreoli, he's the bass player for Angra. He's one of the most well-known bass players in the world. Why not? And in Brazil especially, he is like top bass player here, and he's amazing. He plays amazingly, and he has such a grip and such a power. He's a real powerhouse when it comes to playing bass. And other than that, he's a good friend, and he is extremely professional. And he was the first one that I contacted, because I needed someone to record a bass on the CD. And back then he was interested in it, and he liked the songs and everything, and he was like, dude, I'm going to record everything for you, don't worry. And it was already a surprise. And back then I talked to him about the possibility of joining this band, and he was like, dude, if you ever do this, I'm with you. And I was really happy with it. So he was the first one. And then there was the need of a drummer, and I had this obvious choice, because I know this guy for a while. He's amazing, and he's a very good drummer and a very good friend. He's called Edu Garcia. He is from a Brazilian metalcore band called John Wayne, and a very nice band, by the way. They sing in Portuguese, and he always plays. He also plays at Pantera Cover, so it's not easy work for a drummer, you know. And besides being good at it, he is also a very serious guy. So it was an obvious choice for me, and he was up for it. He really liked the idea as well. We had this will to play together for a while, and then it fit like a glove. And the last one was the other guitarist that we were really in need of, because I wrote everything for two guitars, you know, the arrangements and everything. So we were thinking together, me, Felipe, and Edu back then, and we thought about this guy that is our friend in common and a very good guitarist, Rodrigo Fantoni. It happens to be a guitar tech for Machine Head for a while now, and he's always traveling with them and, all over the world. But he lives here, and he's a good friend, and he's a very good guitarist, you know, and also a very professional guy. So that's the team. It's me, Felipe Andreoli on bass, Edu Garcia on drums, and Rodrigo Fantoni on guitars.